Coming up on Mountain News this morning, with most kids going back to school, it's a good time to get them the vaccines they need. And a new report shows Kentucky and Indiana are among the top 25 states with the most ticks and tick-borne illnesses.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this Wednesday, August 13th. It is 5:32 this morning and time to get a check of our weather with Megan Dusmal. It is hot out, Megan. I am still not a fan of that, especially this morning. Like, I didn't even need a jacket in the side. This is just too hot.
Yeah, you don't need a jacket as you head outside the door. Maybe a raincoat, but it is a hot start to your day for sure. Here's a look at what you can expect as you're going into your Wednesday morning. Mainly the low 70s, but you'll notice as you travel more towards the west, the mid 70s popping out, 75 in Moorhead, Somerset, and Monticello. But we do have some rain today, which will be keeping us cooler than what we saw yesterday, but average temperatures for this time of year mainly sitting in the mid 80s. Now here's a look at that rain that we are seeing this morning. You'll notice a little storm in between Lee and Wise County, Virginia, and another rain cell as you travel into Pike County, Kentucky. Now we're going to continue to track those rain and storm chances through the next couple of hours. Amelia.
Crews in Knox County responded to calls of an electric fire at a home in the Hinkle community last night. The Richland Fire Department posted photos from the scene along Riley Fork Road. They say they arrived to find a possible short in the home producing smoke. Firefighters shut off electricity to the home and advised the occupants to contact their landlord. A Laurel County 18-year-old is behind bars after a high-speed chase last week. Deputies say on August 7th, Raymond Cody Carl Asher refused to stop during a traffic stop on Maple Grove Road, driving 90 miles an hour in a 35-mile zone. When officers stopped him, they found that he was under the influence and had a girl in the vehicle. Asher faces multiple charges, including DUI, fleeing or evading police, and several counts of wanton endangerment. A typical morning walk took a terrifying turn for one Mount Sterling woman. We have a warning. Some of these details may be hard to hear. According to an arrest citation, it was at Adena Trail, where police say suspect 28-year-old Dakota Miles kidnapped and sexually assaulted a woman. We're told by the victim's family that she noticed someone following her and eventually Miles asked for money. A family member tells us she said she didn't have any money. That's when he allegedly choked her and dragged her to a nearby building where he assaulted her.
And after that, she went and found help and called the police, went to the hospital, got checked out. I would have never thought this would happen to anyone, let alone our own family.
Police say Miles is charged with adult kidnapping, first-degree robbery, and first-degree attempted rape. Miles denied any wrongdoing during interviews with police. He's being held at the Montgomery County Jail. A Detroit man is charged after an incident at a Laurel County motel. Deputies say 37-year-old Darnell Yarbrough shattered a window August 8th, then drove away, nearly hitting someone in the parking lot. He was later arrested by London police on unrelated charges. On August 9th, deputies served a warrant charging him with criminal mischief and wanton endangerment. He's in the Laurel County Correctional Center. Two Pineville men were accused of stealing phone lines in Bell County. A deputy says on August 8th he spotted a suspicious vehicle leaving an abandoned house on Highway 987 with its license plate covered by a shopping bag. Tommy Lewis and passenger Timothy Richardson were pulled over. Officials say they found rolls of cut phone lines, tools, and other equipment in the car. Both men are charged with criminal mischief and possessing of burglary tools. The Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce hosted a lunch and learn yesterday, inviting its partners at Appalachian Regional Healthcare to show off a new mobile clinic. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has the details.
The ARH Mobile Clinic is on the road, hoping to bridge gaps in healthcare access.
In the Appalachian region, there are several barriers to access to care, whether that's transportation or insufficient coverage or lack of mobility or even scheduling.
Parking Appalachian Regional Healthcare's latest investment in Pikeville Tuesday, with representatives discussing its mission with the Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce.
They're doing health screenings, traveling around the entire region. With this new facility, they're able to do emergency response.
The mobile clinic plans to bring primary care, health screenings, physical exams, chronic disease management, and education to some of the underserved areas of the region,
so that they can get the preventative screenings and we can catch these chronic diseases early when they're easier to treat and more affordable overall.
The idea was born in the wake of the 2022 flood and funded by an Appalachian Regional Commission grant. So the mobile clinic will also serve as an emergency response outreach.
Unfortunately, it seems like every year there is more historic flooding in this region, but during 2022 we realized this need for mobile care, that we can have emergency deployment of health care into these regions.
Officials say it is all about meeting people where they are.
This mobile clinic will allow us to take the high quality of ARH care directly to our patients.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The mobile clinic is also expected to be parked at the Shaping Our Appalachian Region Summit in Corbin later this month. Well, as students head back to school, police are warning parents about a popular first day tradition that could put their kid at risk. Winchester police say back-to-school signs posted on social media can give away too much personal information. They're advising parents to leave off details like a child's age, teacher, or homeroom to keep strangers from figuring out exactly where a child is located.
Everybody wants to put pictures of their children on social media for their first day of school. With safety of students in mind, we want to make sure that parents understand the importance of not being very detailed in that message.
Police say cyber issues have been on the rise locally and encourage parents to contact social media platforms directly if there is a problem. A school district in the mountains is letting families know their students are in a safe and protected environment. Perry County school leaders say they have policies and procedures in place in the event that bullying occurs. Harvey Caldwell is the Safe Schools coordinator and says there's a zero tolerance for bullying policy. He says it's important if bullying occurs to make a report so they can take appropriate measures and start an investigation.
An investigation must take place. You can't go on hearsay, you can't go on one person's word against another person's, and so that's when the investigation part comes into play.
Caldwell added the school district contracts counselors through Kentucky River Community Care as well as employs counselors for the district. Their services are offered to students who experience bullying and any other students who need additional support. Well, experts say since school is back in session, now is a great time to teach kids important money and life skills. From preteens to high schoolers or even young adults going off to college, learning and developing good spending habits can be invaluable. More than half of parents say they regret not talking about money with their kids. Experts say it can be as easy as showing them your monthly bills and expenses to make sure they understand.
Besides the fact that a lot of parents don't really give their kids these life skills to learn about money and protecting their information, the schools aren't doing a very good job either. The difference between wants and needs. I mean, we all want a lot of things, and so we need to plan for needs, but people need to save for their wants.
For teens, other lessons include budgeting and saving, whether it's money from an allowance or a first job. Then some more complex topics like taxes, fees, and interest. And again, with those kids going back to school, it's also time to get them the vaccines they need. A doctor with Cleveland Clinic says all of the vaccines recommended by the CDC have been around for years and have proven to be effective. Despite the evidence showing they're safe, some parents still remain hesitant. The doctor says skipping vaccinations not only puts your child at risk, but other kids around them too.
There are some children who unfortunately are not able to get vaccines because of a medical condition, because of medications that they're taking. And for all babies at certain ages, they're too young for certain vaccines. So when all of us get our immunizations, we're helping to protect those more vulnerable children that don't have the ability to get the vaccine themselves.
Side effects are generally mild and complications are rare. She says the longer your child remains unvaccinated, the higher their risk of potentially getting sick is. A new report shows Kentucky and Indiana are among the top 25 states with the most ticks and tick-borne illnesses. The report by Terminex ranks Kentucky as the 15th state with the worst tick problems. Indiana comes in at number 18. The CDC says 2025 has seen the highest recorded numbers of ticks by ER visits since 2019. Health leaders say the climate in Kentucky and Indiana make ticks more active.
Because of increases in temperature that we've already seen because of human impacts on the climate, the temperature is already getting more suitable for transmission of disease here in the United States and North America. And we're already starting to see increases in transmission of diseases like West Nile, Lyme disease.
And you can protect yourself against tick bites by wearing protective clothing, putting on bug spray, and avoiding tick-infested areas like high grass. It's 5:42. In a tease clip, Swift announced her 12th studio album called The Life of a Showgirl. That and more in today's IN Entertainment Report.
And we are tracking rain and storms this morning.